The name of the book is The Netsuke from San Francisco. Vladimir Torchilin joins us. He is the author. Great to have you on. What's the book about?
There are a few stories about life and death. There are a couple of stories about love. And there are a couple of stories about like immigrants and new country.
And for you, you were born in Moscow and you definitely made an impact scientifically, certainly even in literary circles. You, your degree, bioorganic chemistry from Moscow State University, and that, then you were off on your career. Wow. Tell us about that career and then what led you to the US.
It's very simple. So first of all, I never liked the system in Soviet Union. So I was just using any means to leave it. And eventually, when I was able to do it, I did it. So I settled here, which I found much more attractive, especially how it was almost 40 years ago when I just came here. Not everything I like nowadays, but anyway. And my science actually helped me a lot because I was already pretty well-known scientist by that time. So it was not very difficult. It was difficult, but not very difficult to get a position. And my first position was in Harvard Medical School. I spent with them for like almost 10 years. And then I was invited by Northeastern University to become a chair of the department. I moved there, and since that time, I'm just working there.
And for you, of course, specializing in pharmaceutical biotechnology, boy, and nano medicine, you've seen a lot of changes. A lot happened during your career, and the bulk of that, didn't it?
Oh, yes. Probably it develops. I mean, not many people know the details of this science because it's far too scientific for ordinary people, but the development there are absolutely dramatic. If you look like 40, 50 years back when I just started, it's just day and night.
Do you think, because it's talking to you, this is about, it's just like your book, the life, the death, the love, and the short novellas you've written and whatnot. Do you think that we're headed in the right direction with technology in that lane with when it comes to pharmaceuticals?
So you're trying to like combine of two different sides of what I'm doing. Fairly, my science very little influenced my writing. I have to be fair. There are few pieces which are written completely based on my experience as a Soviet scientist, because the Soviet science, like the whole Soviet system, it was unbelievable how terrible it was. Not too many people from outside could understand it. And I felt just getting old that it would be nice to leave some kind of memories, not exactly memoirs, but at least described in as a story what I saw and what I was involved in. So, but this is the only one book about that. The other nine are mainly just independent of my science completely. And if you read it, you would never know what I'm doing profession. I mean, what I'm doing in my other profession.
Boy, yeah, that's true. In the book, you talk about Death of a Man, you talk about the spider, you talk about what the name of the book is, The Nutski from San Francisco. Explain that.
Because this is the name, then Netsuke from San Francisco is the name of one of the stories in this book. And it gave name to the whole book for several reasons. First, I like the story. Second, as you said, the title looks nice. And third, I had an opportunity to put the photograph of one Netsuke from my collection on the cover.
Yeah, and for people who don't understand that, I mean, you're a collector. You're a collector of books, a collector of a lot of different things. Tell us about that, because that's obviously significant.
Yes, I cannot say that I collect in love, but no, making collection, I mean, it's really, first of all, to be a collector is a disease. It's a terrible, heavy disease. Fortunately, it's not contagious, so neighboring people do not get it. My wife assists me. Okay, let me put it this way: understands me. But again, my collecting sometimes brings me topics for the stories. You start from the like a piece like Netsuke on the cover, and you see the smile of the face of this fisherman. And suddenly it started developed into something bigger than that. So, and then it might initiate a story. Probably this is how it works. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's part of it. Like again, what is it that inspires you? What drives you to write the things that you write, especially in this book? And what do you hope when people read it? What do you hope they walk away with? Because they can pick it up and read a chapter at a time. They can read the whole book. What do you hope that is?
It's a good question. So, when you write, you don't think about that. I mean, you think mainly about yourself. What can you express? However, it was when it was already done, and you start assembling it into like book or something like that. You think, what is the message? And my message is very simple. So, the most important things which we have in our life are life itself and love, and that's it.
And so explain that. Love to you, you met your wife, what, in 1970?
Yeah, we are married for like almost 55 years. And I believe this is love.
And do you believe this is the thing that, when you talk about, you talk about nature of everyday life, but not just in America, but also in Russia, and there's things that people struggle with. And I think that's part of your book is to make you think.
That's true. But you know, the some essential things, they don't depend much on the surrounding. If you are not starving, and if you are not afraid of being killed just on a daily basis, still the feelings you have would be about the same in every country, even in Russia. So especially like personal relationships, in many respects, did not differ much that time. Now everything is different for me. So I'm like a dinosaur dying in a new world. And I was trying to show the type of relationship and type of feeling of the people which I grew up.
I like that. And as I said, you have a really funny sense of humor, one that I can relate to, and I think people listening to the in this audience could relate to as well. You look at this book and right in the very beginning you say, why is the whole world made of stairs? Wherever you go, stairs, going down to the subway, stairs, leaving the subway, more stairs. Want to cross the street? You guessed it, stairs again. Museums mean stairs, both on the way in and both on the way out. And then you say, well, to be fair, there are some elevators out there, but the world is more or less ruled by stairs, stairs, stairs. I thought that was hilarious.
So
It's true.
I would say that there are two kind of background reasons beneath that. So the first one, in order to survive, I mean, with some sense of self-respect, in Soviet Union, you had to have a very developed sense of humor. Because if you would be taking the life there seriously, or you wouldn't survive, or you would just convert yourself in like Soviet animal. Uh, this is true. On the other hand, what is our life? It's a continuous stair. We just start going up the stair from the moment we are born until the moment we are die. So everything depends on which step you will die. How far would you go on the stairs? So I put this story, the first one, because it's a very symbolic story. I was just trying to make reader to understand that I'm talking actually not about any certain stair, but about our life.
I like that. I like the way you say that, the way you put that. The book is very entertaining, very funny, and it's something worth noting as you have written other things as well, Vladimir. Books mean a lot to you. You have what, a collection of 10,000 rare books?
This is a disease. When you start collecting something, you can never stop. But I believe that in my favor speak that I read a lot of books. I not just collect them. So I put them. Actually, I feel that really, I personally feel that we live in a terrible time that we are losing completely written culture and we are going to the culture of imaging. And so, we still live in Gutenberg epoch. And this epoch is ending. We don't deal with books anymore. And even just number of copies become like in Soviet Union. When I was living there, the book which was published, the usual number of copies was like 50,000, 100,000. Now we are talking about 1,000, 2,000. So which means that the number of people consuming this dramatically dropped. And in my opinion, this is a sign of a death of book culture. So we are living at the edge of the world, coming from one culture to another, from the culture of words to the culture of image. But what can we do? This is a natural stare.
What I love also about your book, which you can get Vladimir's book on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever great books are sold, is you can consume it in different ways. You can get it on Kindle, you can get it hardcover, and you can get paperback as well. Vladimir, it was wonderful speaking to you. Thanks so much for coming on.
Oh, thank you very much for inviting me, Kate. All pleasure was mine. Not every day can I talk to such a significant person as you are.
Visit us at www.greatwritersmedia.com. Email us at info@greatwritersmedia.com or call us at +1 877 556